Hi, this is comedian and supermodel Joel Creasy.
What's up, y'all? I'm Al Jackson.
Oh, hey, it's your best friend Simon Taylor.
Hey, this is Brett Blake.
Hi, I'm Isabel Angus. Hey, this is Redown.
Hey, this is Blake Freeman.
Hey, this is Nick Kaplan.
What's up? This is Kyle Kinane.
Hi, this is Joseph Green.
Hey, this is Izzy Ali.
Hi, I'm Luca Muller.
Hi, this is Michael Schaefer.
Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Knox.
Hey, this is Stuart Dolman.
Hey, this is Rob Carolina.
This is Shane Moss.
You're listening to the one and only Laugh Out Proud with the homies Z and G
On Joy 94.9.
Hi, I'm Brian Shellmon. Hi, I'm Brian Shell... There you go, one more time. Hi, I'm Ryan Shell... I always get this wrong. Hi, I'm Ryan Shelton. You're listening to Laugh Out Proud with Z&G on Joy 94.9.
And here we have, of course, US comedian Kyle Kinane here.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming down. We saw you just on the street wandering down on Burke Street. We thought we'd just pull you in for a little chat.
Yeah, I'm just meandering about the town.
Why not? Of course, you're here for Comedy Festival.
Yeah, you betcha.
That's right. And is it your first time in Australia? No, you've been here before.
No, this is my fourth time.
Fourth time in
Fourth
Australia.
time. It's old hat for me.
Holy hell, that's crazy. So okay, so you're local now. So do you have like
Oh, yeah.
do you have like a spot like you come to?
I was informed. I was a little heartbroken that I heard Pie Face went bankrupt. I had my spot that I would go to at night every time on the way back from the shows, and I would get my hand pies.
Oh, wow,
and
yeah.
all would be right in the world, and it's closed down now, and my heart's broken.
Is that really a perplexing thing to Americans? Is that
It's
the
not
meat pie?
It's not like a night snack. It's not a nighttime. And did you just give it to me like it's very hot and messy, and like would burn my hands every night, and I kept coming back for it. Yeah, it's not made for just walking around drunk.
No,
Yet you would insist on having it open 24 hours, and I'm like, you got me again, Pie Face. Here I am.
I think you might be in luck. I'm pretty sure there's a Pie Face still down at.
There is, but it's out of the way. It was good, but it wasn't walked two extra blocks out of the way good. No offense to the remaining Pie Faces still in business.
You can just walk into a 7-Eleven and get the same sort of equivalency pie.
I'd walk about a 24-hour Macca's on the way back to the hotel. It's not the same, but it's serving the same purpose, just to soak up the booze at 2 a.m.
Does a Big Mac taste different? That's the real question.
I mean, at 2 a.m, everything tastes the same.
That's
so
true.
I'm not going to say that it's. I praise the Aussie beef. I'm sure it's handled better than the stuff in America. But at 2 a.m, I might be eating my own shoe. I don't know.
So where'd you grow up? Where'd you get into comedy?
I started comedy in Chicago.
Chicago, okay.
In the last century.
Okay, all right.
Which is fun to be able to say. At the turn of the century.
What year were we talking?
99.
99. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So what were the rooms that you were hitting up around there in Chicago?
I had nothing going on in my life. And I was like, well, I like comedy, and this music thing isn't working out because it turns out I have no natural ability as a musician.
What? So you tried music?
Yeah, I tried.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
what did you try?
Really assaulted people sonically.
What did you try?
I was playing guitar.
Right.
A little bit of drums and air quotes around play. Real loose interpretation of the instrument is what happened.
So you got into comedy in Chicago. What were the comedy clubs around in '99 that you were hitting up?
Well, it was just open mic. The comedy's like a cool thing now, or it has been for a few years. Like look around, like there's like good-looking people that do comedy.
Well, you say you were going through like the slump of like comedy.
Yeah, I hid it from people. I didn't want people to know I was doing comedy. For 3 months, I was doing open mic. I told nobody what I was doing.
Really?
Yeah, I was embarrassed. I'm still embarrassed. I've got nights. The one night where you're like, come out. I'm pretty proud of what I do. I've been doing this for almost 20 years, and they'll come out. Inevitably, they'll come out the one night that you just eat it. And yeah, and when friends are like, so that's what you do, huh? Okay, wow, good for you.
So what was the open mic scene like though? Like, I mean, how would you go developing your first sort of sets?
Well, I thought the open mic scene was kind of exciting in Chicago because it was like this catch-all for people that failed at different art.
Right, yeah.
You had this mix of now people. I think they could like, I could just do an open mic and I can kind of get famous from comedy and I'll be discovered. But in Chicago, there's no fame, there's no industry, so it was just the people that bombed out of the poetry scene because maybe they weren't taking poetry seriously enough. They made it there. Musicians like myself that like, I'm not good at music, but so they would come there like, I could still kind of mess around with words the way I would try and arrange a song.
Okay. Yeah.
And just different art artists and then just real crazy people that
Yeah.
that it is cheaper than therapy. You just
Yeah.
gotta
That's true.
sign up and
Yeah.
people have to listen to you for 5 minutes.
That's right.
And there would be some legit people like, wow, I think you need to see a professional instead
Yeah.
of coming to this bar every Tuesday. But I'm glad you're here. It's interesting to watch. I'm not necessarily laughing, but it's interesting.
Yeah, that's right. So, how long were you in Chicago? Like, was that your mainstay for comedy? Like, that
Yeah,
was...
I did that for 4 years. I did it for 4 years there, and then I moved to Los Angeles.
Right,
and
okay.
I've been out there for about 15 years.
And moved to LA was just the whole, well, if you want to
Yeah.
make it.
Chicago's cold and lousy.
Right,
and I
right.
was, you're shoveling snow off your car
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
go do 5 minutes. I'm like, if I'm going to move and try and do comedy,
Right.
and it's either New York or Los Angeles, I'm going to Los Angeles. Like, if I'm going to be sad and fail, at least there'll be a palm tree. And I'll be like, no matter what happens, look at that palm tree.
True,
over there.
true.
Yeah, it's hard to be sad at the beach. You know?
Very true. So, who were your comedy legends?
Oh, I always loved Mitch Hedberg was my guy.
Hedberg,
that I
right.
always liked. That was the guy that I saw on TV. Like I would always watch stand up as a little kid. You know, I saw
Right.
these guys with like the blazers and my wife, and they'd be funny, but I don't know what they're talking about. Like why, like having a wife,
Right, yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
crazy or that. But like Mitch Hedberg was just this weird dude who was kind of playing with words.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of, it was kind of more like moving words around like little chess pieces to come up with something like, oh, and he didn't look like he belonged on a comedy show.
Yeah.
Because like even Stephen Wright was really funny, but like, oh, that's okay, that's your character for this.
Yeah.
Mitch Hedberg didn't seem like a character. He just seemed like a real weird guy who wandered into a comedy show, and he's like, well, all right. I mean, I guess I'll say these things that I told people
Yeah.
at the rehab facility that they laughed at. I was like, I like this guy.
So, what was like hitting LA in 4 years in Chicago? So, it was like 2003 ish.
Yeah.
What was it like hitting LA? I mean, like, did you have bright, shiny eyes of hitting the comedy store and
No,
the improv and
I was the opposite of that. I was kind of like, listen, I'm gonna come here to fail.
good?
I feel like that's the best way. Like,
Yeah.
like set, prepare for what is it? Expect the worst.
Yeah.
What's the phrase?
Yeah, prepare for the.
There's more to it, but I just go with expect the worst. Like I just stop there. I don't even need the rest
No,
of the
that's
phrase.
right.
Yeah, hope for the best, expect the worst.
That's it, yeah,
And
yeah.
so I was kind of like, all right, listen, I know. I wanted to be the opposite of him, like, I don't play the lottery. I don't do any of that stuff. Like, oh, no, but what if? What?
Well,
I'm
yeah.
like, no, it's not going to happen. I'll line up everything that could make it work, and I'll
Right.
work hard towards it. But if it doesn't work, I will be very honest with myself and go like, listen, man, it's not going through. Just get a job, go back to managing a warehouse.
Yeah.
Just accept it. So I went there with that expectation and just had a day job while I lived there. And at night, like,
What
all
were you
right,
doing?
which-
What was
I was
the-
working at warehouses.
Right on.
Yeah. I did closed caption television.
Wow.
For a while, which
Oh, wow,
that's not a thing you think somebody does. And that's a
so
job.
You just have to transcribe literally.
I would watch
the
a TV
scripts.
show, and then just type out what they're saying.
Wow.
And that's a weird
Yeah.
job to have. Like, I would like to be on TV, and I guess I am, kinda. The words that are typed out on the screen underneath the sitcom, I put those there.
Yeah,
so
there goes.
in a weird default, not actual way, I did make it on television.
Do you what shows were you closed captioning? Any? any
It was
big names?
it was funny because if a good show came in, like if a Seinfeld, people get real excited, like, oh, we got to do
Right.
Seinfeld. But then we would get a lot of I remember one day we had to it was a frisbee golf. It was a college frisbee golf game, or frisbee, ultimate frisbee, where they
Right. You have to close caption that.
and it was the most who of anybody
Yeah.
is watching this, let alone someone that may be hearing impaired. That I really need to know what's going on in this ultimate frisbee. It's pretty self-explanatory if you've ever seen ultimate frisbee.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They're just throwing the frisbee back and forth. Nobody needs, and sometimes I'd feel, or bad reality television.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Because in my head I was like, well, if I don't Like, what if there was no closed caption and someone, like a hearing impaired person, would be like, "Oh, I won't waste my time on this trash," and they would go out and do something better. And I kind of felt like I was contributing to the downfall of society in a way, like not in a drastic way, but in a way like, man, what if you just couldn't understand what they were saying, and that's better because this is not good.
Exactly, just overlay useful information over those.
Yeah, they weren't paying me to be. Subjective about they weren't paying me to make a political statement. So.
Oh, well, so while we close catching some shows, I will listen to this song.
This is Shane Moss, and you're listening to Laugh Out Proud with the Z&G on Joy 94.9.
And we still have in studio US comedian Kyle Kinane. Thank you so much for sticking around, Kyle.
You betcha.
Now, during that song, you're doing some crazy dance moves. You're doing some wild dance moves that.
It's night moves, man.
Night moves. Is that what
Bob
you call
Seger, yeah, night moves.
Right, of course. That makes so much sense.
See, it's nighttime, and I'm making them moves.
We were talking about hitting LA, comedy scene in LA. Mm-hmm. What were you hitting the comedy clubs? Or were you going cafes? Or
I was doing the cafes and the open mics. It was. I think in LA at the time when I got out there, the clubs. Like I'd been doing comedy for 4 years. I wasn't totally new to the thing. And you'd go in a club and be like, "All right, well, you just got to wait in line 3 hours to sign up for an open mic." I'm like, No, I don't. I know that I got to jump through some hoops, but that's stupid. And I think those clubs actually contributed to why there was such a vibrant independent comedy scene in Los Angeles throughout the mid 2000s. Is because it was all these comedians just just calling. I can't say bullshit.
Of course.
Can I say bullshit on the radio?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, all these comedians were calling bullshit on these clubs, making you these gatekeepers. Like, if you want to play here, you got to do this, and then these comedians or I could just do a show in my living room. And so all these awesome comedy shows popped up in the weirdest places.
Right.
I did garages, living rooms, the top of abandoned buildings.
Wow.
And they were great shows.
Wow.
And it was because I think I have to credit these comedy clubs for being just having such an attitude and being such these arrogant gatekeepers thinking this is the legendary comedy store. And if you can play here, then you can make it everywhere else.
Right.
Or I could just play everywhere else.
True.
Or I could just make my own rules. There's no laws. There's no comedy law that says I can't just do this shit in a parking garage.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
With an amplification system. So I did all those shows and they were great.
Did you have to doing 4 years in Chicago? Did you have to cancel? Was it slate clean sort of thing when you hit LA? Or did you know some people to
No, I knew, but also I knew I knew I was going to be starting over. That's the thing. People get there and they were king badass to their hometown. When I can't believe I got to start over.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody. Did somebody in Los Angeles tell you that we were running out of comedians? Like, oh, you better get here quick. We're drying up. No. The world is never going to run out of comedians. Exactly. So for any of them to have an ad oh, I can't believe I got it. It's like, yeah, this is. Why did you come here? The same reason another 10 people came there that day to be comedians.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Go to the open mic, prove that you're good, and then somebody that's at the open mic will be like, oh, let's put him on this other show. And you just zigzag your way up the ladder and earn it. Some people can hustle like anything else in life. You can hustle and bullshit and schmooze your way to a certain place and get an opportunity. But if you don't have the skill to make that opportunity work, then you blew it.
Yeah, that's right.
And on the same point, there's some people with an amazing inherent talent for something that have no work ethic and just sit back waiting for the world to come to them, and they fail too. So you got to try and find that happy medium of being talented at something, but also having a mental wherewithal to showcase that talent to the right people.
So how long do you think before you were sort of confident enough to go on the road with your material?
I waited until club like agents were like, we will get you work. I was never, because again, I'd rather have somebody come to me and say, we want you to be on your show, because that gives me the upper hand. Not even the upper hand, but that gave me the confidence, that let me know I was doing good. Like you can hustle your way onto a show, But that doesn't say that you're a good comic. That says you're good at schmoozing or pestering people, or you're just so annoying that somebody's going to give you a spot to go away.
Yeah.
And I was in the other camp. Not that I'm an amazing talent, but I'm like, if I do well enough,
Right.
and I'm out every night, and if I'm doing good, somebody will notice and be like, hey, come do that. And I need that kind of confidence. I don't have inherent confidence to just strut through the world like I'm the greatest guy and check. No, I need like somebody go, would you play our club?
Right, yeah.
Yes, I would. And that means I was doing something right.
Right.
And that gave me the mental wherewithal. Like, okay, keep doing comedy because other people want you to keep doing comedy other than just yourself, Kyle.
Did you like college, like those college gig tours?
I don't do too well.
You
at
don't. You don't do. Okay,
I do maybe 1 or 2 a year. But again, only colleges that be like, we want Kyle to come here.
Right.
Otherwise, if it's you could do these conferences, which it seemed like a pyramid scheme.
Why don't you think you play like I feel like some comics feel like they do play to a college crowd, and other comics just can't seem to bridge that.
I mean, maybe it's different here, but it's kind of a little disappointing where you got it's 18-year-olds that are just looking at their phones. Like they're not like if I'm going, and that's not, and I'm not going to do a good show in that. And also, I'm 41, man. I don't. Not that I don't want to relate to it, but I don't have like, hey, everybody partying. What you guys doing? Some of you guys smoking weed? Who's getting laid? Like, I'd rather talk about. But part of me wants to go up in front of 18-year-olds and go, "You're actively going into debt to be here. Do you know why you're here? Because if you don't, you should maybe travel the world and meet people and have experiences, and then come back with a more informed idea about the world you're living in and how you'd like to impact that world." And then spend $100,000 a year to go to a university to learn something where you'll be happy with it, instead of the first 2 years where you just drink yourself almost to death, and then by the third year you kind of get your shit together, and then the fourth year you realize you're not going to graduate in 4 years anyway. You're going to graduate in 5 years, and when you do graduate, you're going to be in debt for $250,000, and you're going to choose a job that wasn't a thing you wanted to do anyway. But anyway, so that's why I don't do real well at colleges.
What a set. That would have been a crazy set.
Yeah, that's why I don't get invited to do a lot of colleges, because I'm like, you guys should drop out now and get your money back and go see the world.
Now, the first time I saw you was like a few years ago on a podcast called Getting Doug with High with Doug Benson.
Oh, yeah.
And on that episode, you were alongside Tommy Chong.
Yeah.
Of all people. And so did you know that you were going to be with Tommy Chong beforehand? Did you?
No, I got there. And the backstory of the podcast is Doug Benson's a big pothead, and you go on the show and you smoke a bunch of pot. And I'm like, well, I usually don't do well with pot, but let's do something new. Let's showcase yourself high and see what happens. And I got there. He's like, I didn't want to freak you out, but the guest is Tommy Chong. I'm like, well, all right. Well, and Tommy Chong's an old stoned guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's Tommy Chong. Yeah. But if you didn't know it was Tommy Chong and you just were talking to a 70-year-old guy that's high out of his mind, I'm just like, I want to be respectful, but part of me is like, what the fuck is this guy talking about right now? This guy's out of his mind. And I didn't want to say it because also I was paranoid because I was high. So I'm like, don't say anything to upset Tommy Chong.
But it was funny because I saw you go for a few jokes and they just didn't land because it was all
not at all
Tommy Chong's Tommy Chong time. You know what I mean?
And also he was not like taking on any new information. There was like I'd make a joke and I think he didn't even know I was there. I think he thought I was maybe an apparition and wasn't sure of my physical existence in the room. It was a real odd time.
Still a great episode though. It was
I mean, I did drunk history in the States and I barfed all over myself, and I'm still like, that was pretty fun. But getting Doug with High with Tommy Chong, like that was embarrassing.
Now you've been on it was a while ago, but you've been on the road with Daniel Tosh as well.
Yeah, I'd been out with him. Was that for a month with him on
in relation to like Comedy Central? Is that how you sort of
No, he just gave me a call one day.
Right on.
For a while there, he was grabbing a lot of people. I didn't know him personally. Maybe done a couple spots with him around town. Just being on the same showcase show, and I just got a call directly from him, like, "Hey, I'm going out for a month. Do you want to do this?" I was like, "Oh wow,
that's awesome."
And for whatever you might think about Daniel Tosh, who's as far as new comics, he took me out. He took Gerard Carmichael out. He's taking all these people. a good opportunity to young comics instead of just like bringing a pal or something.
Right, yeah.
So-
is he a good guy to open for? Like, what are his audiences like?
I was kind of scared. I didn't know what, like, if it was going to be these goons.
Right.
You know, I mean, I laugh at the show too.
Yeah.
You know, you ever have the thing where you laugh at something, but then you see somebody else who laughs at it? You're like, oh man, am I like that guy?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know, like you like a band, but then you see who else likes the band. You're like, I can't like this band anymore. You know, Sublime's not bad. And then you look at all the people who listen to Sublime. You're like, I'm not going to listen to Sublime anymore. I don't want to be roped in with these clowns. But yeah, I went out there. I was like, all right, well, I was fully expecting to not do well. And but it's like, well, stick to your guns. Don't change your material. And it actually was a surprisingly great tour.
That's awesome.
Like a really good time. People will discredit Tosh. He's an amazing joke writer and takes chances in front of his audience. Instead, you see comedians, whether they be political or what have you, they know who's there and they play to that. You know,
Okay.
You know, if it's a very liberal audience, they'll do liberal material. It's like, well, you're not really growing as a performer. And he'll actively challenge his audience.
Right, yeah.
Which I respected. Not just trying to be a dick. Like, it's still a joke, but it's a joke that says, I'm not here just to be your clown.
Right, yeah.
I
write.
So it's the jokes that I'm laughing at as a comic, and the audience going, "Whoa!" And I'm like, it's even a better joke now because he just pissed off a room full of 3,500 people that paid $50 to see him. And I'm like, that's balls. I like this guy.
Now, you got an amazing voice. You are the voice of. Are you still on? Actively the voice of Comedy Central?
Comedy Central, yeah.
Yeah, you still voicing.
Still doing it.
Wow, what's that gig like? Voicing, reading the scripts and
I feel like I'm
listening to your voice all the time.
Robbing a bank would be more work.
Right.
It's a silly gig that I can't believe I have, and I feel like it's the devil's money, so I put it away and I don't touch it. Because I'm like, something bad has to happen.
No,
I grew up Catholic, so I can't do anything without a little bit of guilt, and the voiceover racket is
right.
Because I wasn't auditioning for it. It was just, hey, you want to try and read these ads? I'm like, sure, I'll read these ads. Look it up, Comedy Central, 10:30. I'm like, you want to come in next week and do it? I'm like, I guess I'll come in next week.
That's awesome.
And then I got a paycheck, and I was like, what?
That's so good.
Oh, I better not screw around on this anymore.
So your show is playing in Melbourne. Still, what date did it start?
I started on Monday. Whatever date
the 16th,
that was.
Monday the 16th.
Sure.
Right, and
I got it Sunday. It was one of those flying, losing days. I'm like, time's not even real anymore.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And you go playing through till the 22nd. Is that right? Of April?
Is that Sunday?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is Sunday. Yeah.
Then let's say the 22nd.
The 22nd of April at the
9:45 at the Lower Town Hall.
Lower Town Hall, Dipshittery.
Yep.
Kyle Kinane. Thank you so much for coming down, Kyle. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. What's up? This is Kyle Kinane, and you're listening to Laugh Out Proud with Z and G on Joy 94.9.